Fabien, hi, how are you?
Tom, hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Lovely to hear
from you.
How are you
doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, you know, it's been a long while in the house, but we're sort of beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel. So, you know, we're going to be okay, I think.
Wonderful.
So just while you know, you and I know each other, but just to fill in the gaps for people who are now watching this video, can you tell us a bit about you and your lot that you very generously donated to our solidarity cause?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me. I read with great interest that the Rake was doing in coordination with Revolut magazine this charity auction, and so I thought to contribute with this beautiful limited edition print by Jai Li. Jai Li is a Chinese artist I've known since 2004. It's one of the first artists I met when I actually moved to China in that year. Yeah. And he used to come to my gallery a lot and to my office, and we used to hang out, etc. Jai Li is the leading painter, I would say, of his generation. He's born in 1979. So he's represented now since a few years by Gagosian Gallery in New York. Well, New York and almost anywhere else in the world, as they have, I think, 18 locations now or something like that. And I must say, his work is really very strong. From the first time I saw a solo show of him, I think it was 2006, it was really like, it made a deep impression on me. And I have to say, in a way, unfortunately, for the way the world is going in a certain sense, but his early work, which is quite post-apocalyptic, seems to have been ahead of its times a little bit. If we see where the world seems to be heading, you know, in sure. These days. So, yeah.
So what's the specific item that we've chosen for this lot? Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yes, well, it's actually it's a very strong image. It's so it's based. The actual print is taken from an oil painting that's actually in the Pinot collection in Paris, and you see this kind of towering figure, rather helpless, overlooking a kind of atomic explosion, and this very much symbolizes Jai Li's ongoing concern since the 50s, or maybe even beforehand, with atomic explosions and experiments and all kind of scientific experiments, warfare, etc., that puts the world at peril. But Jai Li's message is not a message of only fear or destruction. It's also a message of hope, how that we are actually in control of our own destiny, in a sense. And he thinks that human good will prevail and common sense will in the end prevail.
Go on, I hope he's right. How have you been doing during this time? You know, how has kind of COVID affected work? How have you been able to kind of keep functioning?
Well, I was actually in Singapore. I've been living in Beijing for 16 years. And I thought I'd spend more time in Singapore. So I was actually setting up in Singapore early January. And by mid-February, I thought, well, this whole thing is really, you know, seems to be very serious. Singapore's doing an amazing job. But nevertheless, I thought instead of getting stuck there, I'd come to my holiday house here in Spain. My wife is in Beijing at home. But I thought that's probably not the best place to go. So yeah, I've been in Spain, working quite a lot, actually. You know, I was in my early days in the art business in the late 80s. The market went from boom in 89 to bust in 1990. And it was just tremendous. I was actually working at Christie's at the time, and the auction rooms went from being oversold black tie events to deserted. Yeah. This is not happening today. I must say the art market seems to be still quite buoyant. In my own experience, at the lower price point level for younger artists, but still up to like $250,000, there seems to be a lot of activity in the market. And so, yeah, I'm keeping quite busy and doing talks such as this via Zoom and Instagram, and social media is it's a very strong tool these days in the art business.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that it's kept us all connected in that way, and it is also how you came to know about this auction. And so, tell us about how and why you got involved.
Absolutely, I read about it on Alexander Kraft's Instagram actually, and I came up with the work of Jali because there's a strong connection, I think, with the Rake and also Nicholas Fox, who's a very dear friend of mine, as he is of yourselves. And Nick also contributed to the book I did on Jali with Hattie Kans. So Nick came to Beijing for a week a couple of years ago to interview Jali and hang out with him, and he wrote a text for the book that's published by Hattie Kans. Yeah.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much for being involved. It's a great pleasure. You know, it's an extremely generous donation from a very highly esteemed man such as yourself and a equally esteemed artist. And so we're extremely excited to have this as part of the auction. And thank you again for your generosity.
It's my pleasure, and I hope it goes really well, and that the work finds a nice home, and that the money will help people in need, as it should.
Almost sure it will. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the initiative.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.
Great, Tom. Take care of yourself. Okay,
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.